numbers.
I have no idea, but I'm still talking, so that's not a problem. It's the old teacher in me. This is the Hurling Sawmill. It's named for Theodore Hurling and his family that owned and operated this mill the longest, which was from 1856 until 1910. They didn't build the first mill here, and they didn't build this mill either. The people who built the first mill on this site was actually Sylvanus Wade, who owned and operated the Wade House, and his son-in-law, who actually built the Wade House, who was a master carpenter, that was Charles Robinson. We're kind of hoping to get the Charles Robinson house open by next year too. It's gorgeous on the inside because the guy was a master craftsman and carpenter, and he really did a nice job on his house. He built this mill even though he was not a millwright and was not a sawyer. He just did it from plans that he had gotten, and he built the mill on this site first. The idea was to build this mill to cut up lumber to draw people to Greenbush, because nobody wanted to move into a community if they didn't have a sawmill, because it was Yankee farmers that were migrating this way from out east. They wanted to have houses like they had out east, which would be a frame-built home. So if they could offer cut-up lumber, they could draw more people into Greenbush, and it worked. A lot of people started coming to Greenbush, partly due to the lumber yard and the sawmill, and partly due to the plank road that was being built out here. It's out of that first sawmill that they got the lumber for the Wade House and the Robinson House, and for the Methodist Church on the other side of the road that my mom still goes to today. So a lot of the buildings in Greenbush were actually constructed out of lumber that came out of that first sawmill. In 1853, 6 years after the mill opened, Mr. Robinson decided he didn't really want to be a sawyer or run the sawmill anymore. So they put it up for sale. The person who bought it was an investor, William Holloway, who still lived in Buffalo, New York. He did not move out here. Turned out to be kind of a lousy investment. About a year after Holloway bought it, it got struck by lightning and burned down. So in order to get his money back and his investment back, Mr. Wade, Mr. Robinson, and Mr. Holloway pitched in together to rebuild the mill. And the first year it was reopened, it was a dry season, and they didn't have much water in the mill pond, so they didn't do much cutting of lumber. So, wasn't making much money, bad investment, so Mr. Holloway decided, I don't want that mill anymore, and he put it up for sale. That's when the Hurlings come in. Hurling was the main road between Sheboygan and Fond du Lac, so Mr. Hurling might actually have checked this mill out. When it came up for sale, he came over here and looked at the mill again and decided he wanted to buy it. Upon inspection, he said, yep, that's what I want, because in Germany, he had been a millwright and a sawyer. So he knew what he was doing. So he went over to Buffalo, New York, paid $2,600 in gold for the mill, also became a U.S. citizen, and then went over and got his kids and moved into Greenbush. And he operated the mill.